Hello everybody, so welcome to Tuesday night's live meditation, and this is a chance for you to relax, unwind, grab yourself a cuppa and really just sink into what the evening has ahead of you. Think about it as like a little break in your day. Hopefully you've had your dinner, someone's got the telly on somewhere in the house. But if you just found a lovely, peaceful and tranquil moment, then we're going to have a lovely 20-minute meditation. Hello Jane, how are you? Nice to see your name popping up there. Last week's meditation was immense. I was doing a channeling and that was an absolute Arcturian transmission coming through about pure unconditional love. And hopefully that settled with those of you who were there for it really well. Tonight, we're going to be grounded. We're going to be present in our body. We're going to just honour our physical self as we are in the sign of Virgo, which is all about listening and nourishing and looking out after the body. Exactly. Yes, Jane, this is needed if you've just got back from a holiday. So we'll begin without any further ado. So I'd like you first of all just to find yourself a beautiful, cozy place to sit down. I've got my blanket on because I can just feel these blanket evenings are drawing in for us. And as I'm sitting here, I'm really aware of how my body is feeling against the seat below me. Also how this blanket is feeling against my skin. I'm also feeling into the clothes that are touching my skin underneath the blanket. I'm aware of the lumps and the bumps on the chair that I'm sitting on. And I'm also just starting to become aware of how my feet are resting on the floor and how the floor is also touching against my feet. And one amazing thing that you can do whilst you're meditating is to consider not only that you are touching the surface beneath you, but that the surface is also touching you. When you're walking down the road, not only are you passing by people, places, and events, but also those people, places and events are passing by you. And I would love to bring that reflexive, opposite thinking into our breath work this evening whilst we breathe. Now there's a wonderful breath work which I learned, which is all about reversal of the thought effect. When we breathe into our body, we're taking in the oxygen there. And when we breathe out of our body, we're breathing oxygen out of our body. But when we consider unity and oneness, we have to also consider that when we breathe in, we are breathing out of everything else because we're taking oxygen from everything around us. So in terms of feeling into being one with absolutely everything, when we breathe in, a tree breathes out, for example. And as we breathe in, we're receiving what that tree is breathing out. When somebody else around us breathes out, we are breathing in. When nature gives us her air and her oxygen, we breathe in, but nature breathes out towards us. And the same is for the opposite way around. So when we breathe out, nature is breathing in. when we breathe out, someone or something is breathing in. There's an absolute continuous cycle to the beauty of energy through breath as it transmits and transfers from insect to insect, from plant to plant, from person to person, and all the ways along that ladder of transference. So I'd like to delve into that thinking, and as we're doing some breathing now, just gently and softly, breathe in as you need to regulate your body in whatever you've been doing. Perhaps you've been holding your breath whilst I've been talking, but just bring your breathing now into breathing through your nose, just softly and gently. And as you softly and gently breathe through your nose, I want you to capture in your eye some nature, something that you can see that's natural, or even a picture of something that's natural. You just need to catch a glimpse of it for 1 second, because you'll find that as you're breathing softly and gently through your nose, you're starting to relax and feel calm. Calm enough to close the eyes, and the eyes close, and when they do close, you can still picture that nature in your mind's eye. You can see everything. Your psychic eyes are wide open, and the nature which you've imagined, which you've seen, is now appearing for you. Everything about it. The colour and the shape of that nature, the sound of the nature all around you. Beneath you, underneath your feet, is the nature where you're seated. Your seat is made out of nature. And in fact, as you breathe and think about nature, you'll find that you are also made of nature. So does that mean that as you breathe in, you are in fact simultaneously breathing out at the same time? I wonder if you can imagine in your mind's eye, just between the brows, the third eye section, you can imagine that through this area between your eyebrows, you can breathe in and you can breathe out. And so as you breathe in, you'll feel that you are breathing out through that place between the eyebrows, softly. And as you breathe out, you'll feel that you are breathing in through that space between the eyebrows. And we'll just take this cycle for a few minutes, slowly and softly, through the nose, breathing in, and simultaneously breathing out through that third eye. Breathing out through the nose and breathing in through the third eye, taking in. And when you do breathe in and breathe out through your third eye, you'll find that you're travelling on that breath that comes out through the third eye. And as you breathe out through the nose, and you breathe in through the third eye, you'll be able to reflect on yourself and the distance which you're appearing. Almost as if the breath is allowing you to travel further Just to remind you, you breathe in through the nose and you imagine that you're breathing out through your third eye between the eyebrows, exactly at the same time. And as you breathe out, you imagine that you're breathing in through the third eye. Breathing out through the third eye, you find that you're able to broaden your perspective and move far away. And as you breathe in through the third eye, you're breathing in awareness of the distance between your consciousness and your physical self. Continue with this breath. As you breathe in through the nose, you simultaneously breathe out through your third eye. See the colour and the shape of the breath as it comes out of your third eye. Notice how broad the beam is. And as you breathe in through the third eye, you'll notice a sense of bliss beginning to emerge through your body, beginning at your heart center. And this sense of bliss is also all a part of the breath coming in and out of the third eye and coming out and in through the nose. The subtle anatomy of breath is energy being received and energy being transmitted. So on a gross level, we bring that energy in as oxygen to our nose. But on a fine and subtle level, when we breathe that energy in, at the same time we are transmitting energy out through our psychic awareness and reversing, breathing out and receiving that energy through the third eye. Breathing and having an awareness of the distance which you can travel through the breath. And the still center point in between the psychic breath and the physical breath is a portal, an understanding place where you can receive, rebalance and restore the true blueprint. It is who you are. And continue to journey with this thought of the psychic breath coming in and out of the mind's eye, the third eye between the eyebrows, and the physical breath coming in and out of the nose. As you breathe in physically, you breathe out psychically, moving further into your vision, into your dream, whilst remaining conscious with the physical breath. you've just joined in, I can give you a brief summary of the breathing technique we're using. We're considering that we have a subtle psychic breath and a gross physical breath. Our gross physical breath is using our breathing apparatus, our lungs, and our respiratory system. Breathing in softly through the nose we are receiving, and breathing out softly through the nose we're transmitting. And yet at the same time, as we fill ourselves with the energy of oxygen, we too must be sending something out. And we are sending out an energetic breath from our third eye at the same time as breathing in through the nose. And as we breathe out through the nose, we're receiving into our third eye. In through the nose and out through the third eye. It's a thought process. Engage the imagination to work with this two-way channel. It's a sure way to send yourself on an astral journey. Because as you imagine you're breathing out through the third eye, so too do you travel on that breath. And as you breathe in through the third eye, you become aware of the distance you've travelled and aware that you can travel further. And see just how little you need to breathe. Right now, your whole physical system will need very little air indeed. So you can be breathing almost nothing. Moving into a place of non-activity, of non-doing. And the less you breathe, the more you're able to relax and expand. Until you find that you're subtly breathing so softly that you wouldn't know you were breathing. Everything has become one. Within and without. In between. Nothing. And eternity. And you can imagine now what it feels like for a fountain of energy to be beneath you. fountain of energy which is connected to the center of your spine, and your subtle breathing is drawing the energy up from the base of the spine at your root chakra, the base of the spine, where it warms and fills your sense of stability, health, and groundedness. And with the next breath, it moves into your sacral area, the area of your innate, natural creativity, the seat of your emotional self, the areas of pleasure and creation, balancing. And moving further up to the place of personal power, the solar plexus, the bright psychic center of giving and receiving. Filling up with this beautiful fountain of energy. Reaching to the meeting point of your rib cages and rising to your heart center, allowing your heart to breathe a sigh of bliss and pure energy. And this pure energy makes its way up to your throat center, where you're releasing and renewing and revitalizing. And this moves up again to the eyebrow center through which you have been breathing. And also to the top of the head, the crown of your head, which opens up and allows this fountain to present its beauty. Now, as this fountain is fully represented within you, just allow your psychic breath to close down. Your awareness of your psychic breath is now closing down, and you become aware only of the breath physically, slowly and gently through the nose. And as you become aware of that breath physically, slowly and gently through the nose, you expand your awareness of this moment by opening your eyes and looking around, catching a glimpse of the nature once again. And you'll find that you're feeling the perfect energy for the rest of your evening. Lovely breath meditation. I'm going to leave you in a few moments, so if anybody has any comments or questions about that breath meditation, just let me know. And please do revisit that at any point to enjoy that lovely 20-minute breath of reparation. I shall see you on Thursday at 2 p.m. for a live question and answer session. Okay. Be loved.